Uinta Basin High School football coverage on VTV and Strata Web View. Presented by Ashley Regional Medical Center, CrossFit Avenue, L&L Motor, Moon Lake Electric, and Western Petroleum.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another night of high school football action here on VTV's Channel 6 and Strata Web View. Tonight, we are at Duchesne as the Eagles play host to the Altamont Longhorns. Joining me tonight is one of VTV legends, Dennis Mott. Thank you, Dennis, for coming tonight.
Hey, it's great to be back. A lot of things haven't changed. We're on top of the score box up here, and it's a little windy. But when it's all said and done, this is going to be a great ball game. Two rival teams, they live 20 miles apart, and obviously you should know that. You came from an area similar to this.
Yeah, it's all like we're back home again. These small town teams, sometimes these small games are better than the big boys because they put a lot more heart into them. We got, like you said, most of the towns out here. Coming into tonight's game, Duchesne definitely with the better record, 8-0 overall. They have 3-0 currently in region play. Altamont is a close second at 4-5 overall, but only 1-2 in region play. So they're looking for a win tonight.
Well, like you mentioned, you know, there's nothing like a rivalry. I mean, regardless of what the records are, they just seem to come out and play. This is senior night. This is the last night for Duchesne to be playing here on this field, unless, of course, we got the playoffs. But
yeah,
a big night.
Both of them will definitely be going to the playoffs. Excuse me, Duchesne definitely in the number 1 spot for the 1A North. They're going to be playing the 4th place team from the South. And Altamont, if they can come away with a win, that's definitely going to help their placement in the brackets.
Well, it looks like everybody's ready to go. A ball is set up, and we're ready to start a nice ball game.
Oh, it's going to kind of pooch kick it, kind of not going to get the 10 yards, though.
And I'm not sure if that, do you think that was planned, or you think that actually was?
I think they were going to come out right away trying to strike first, get that ball back. But,
well, unfortunately, it fell a little short, so.
Yeah, they didn't want to touch it. I don't know, Altamont. Do they spot the ball there, or is it going to be a penalty?
No,
I guess they're going to spot it.
They'll spot it right there, and the ball will take. And Duchesne starts off the game with great.
Or Altamont there. Altamont, right, the white, Duchesne blue.
White blue.
We'll get it. We'll get it right. Duchesne, Altamont, the Longhorns, 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line. Just starting this first quarter of play. Altamont sends a man in motion. He's going to pitch it to the outside side. Oh, it's fumbled. Duchesne picks up the ball. He's going to run it all the way back. Number 2, the 20, the 10, touchdown, Eagles.
Oh, my gosh, how things can change and how fast they can change.
Number
like
5,
you say,
or number 2, who was that?
Onside kick that did not go well, and a fumble that bounced right up into the hands of Duchesne.
Number 2 there, Caden Moon. We're going to hear his name a lot, but what a great way to start out the game.
Well, when you see this again, though, on a replay, that ball bounced perfect. I mean, it bounced straight up and right into the arms, and that fast with 11:49 in this quarter left. We've got a ball game with 6-0, and apparently it's going to be. We'll see if it goes 7-0.
Yeah, what a break. I mean, like you said, the very first pitch hit him right in the hands, but, you know, it's a little cold, a little windy out here. Those fingers can be a little stiff, and it wasn't able to come up with that pitch. And like you said, went right into Moon's hands, and he returned that unimpeded, not even touched, for a 50-yard touchdown.
Came straight up, didn't go down right sideways. It just came straight up.
Kick is up and into Highway 40.
Wow.
Over the fence it goes.
Kid's got a good foot on him. That was an extra point. Well, just that quick now, like you say, all of a sudden Duchesne at home, and they have a great turnover, and they turn that into a touchdown. So Altamont's going to have to re-gear again and see if they can put some pressure. But not only was it a great recovery, I mean, all of a sudden we saw all of the uniforms together, then out of nowhere came Moon, and he was on a dead sprint when he came out.
Yep. Well, we'd like to thank our sponsors tonight. We're not going to have as many commercials here. We're going to be thanking them in person. We got CrossFit. We'd like to thank them for sponsoring tonight's coverage. Ashley Regional Medical Center, L&L Motor, Moon Lake Electric, and Western Petroleum. I'd like to thank those coverage sponsors. We also have some halftime sponsors, Techers Design, Dan's Tires, And we don't have a sky cam unless you consider this, Devin, a sky cam way up here.
We're sky.
We're halfway.
You know, I've been in the wind
feel
before.
The wind.
But not only is the wind blowing, but now the whole complex here is starting to move back and forth. So you know there's a little wind out there.
Definitely. But that's sponsored by Basin Rental. We'd like to thank all those sponsors making it possible to bring tonight's game to you.
We mentioned before, you know, we're up here with extra coats on and hoodies and gloves, and these poor cheerleaders are down there with just about as little as they can have, and they got to be getting cold.
Yeah, they got their pink socks though. Those got to be a little. They got to be a little warm.
Here goes the second kickoff, and again,
this one's a little bit deeper. He's going to field this. 31 there hit. The 31 almost came down with the ball. As far as I know, he could have if he had tried.
Yeah, and that's Nielsen. It looks like you say, the ball was just kind of in the air, and it didn't have a lot of speed to it. So, again, Altamont will have good field position to start this drive. Let's see if they can go more than one play and out.
Yeah, definitely. They're good. Maybe they won't go with the pitch this time. They're with the direct handoff, the more safe approach.
We mentioned Duchesne's record 8-0. I mean, obviously, you know, this team's
that time right up the middle.
Right up the middle, and there was nothing there. Duchesne found the hole and snuffed it out.
What a second effort, though. Number 2, if I can bring my stats out here with having them blow away in the wind. We have, let's see. Altamont. Who do you have there for number 2? Kyle Foy, yeah, he's the boy that from last year and years past, we've seen big yards from him. He's going to put up big yards again tonight.
When you just look at the two teams, Altamont is very, very small compared to Duchesne.
Yeah.
But again, you judge them by the heart.
Well, Kyle Foy, he's got 156 carries on the year, good for 860 yards. So he's getting about 5.5 yards a pop every time he touches the ball.
And you know, when you talk high school where a player, you know, can basically, before the season's over with, get close to 900 yards. Those are big stats.
Yeah.
I mean, those are huge stats.
Yeah. So he's their workhorse. You're going to see a lot out of him. Second place there, the next guy is Alex McKay. He's only has 38 carries for 117 yards, but definitely contributes as well. So
Duchesne was watching for that.
There's Foy.
And Foy didn't have much of a chance because they were in the backfield almost at the time the ball was pitched. So it's 3 and out for Altamont, and nothing in the air, keeping everything on the ground.
Yeah, with this wind, you don't know where that thing's going to go, and it's kind of a blustery. It'll stop, and then it'll pick up again, so you could pass that ball. A gust comes up, it'll end up in Highway 40.
That's going to make it 4th and probably a 14, at least 4th and 14.
Yeah, they're going to punt this away, definitely. Still way too early on in the game. But like I said, these two teams are big rivals, so that anything can happen in tonight's game, obviously, with that onside kick.
Mackey is going to be the punter for Altamont.
Oh, they're going to try to get a roughing, but he just lost his feet is all that happened.
He did, and that ball, when they actually mark it in, you're going to see that ball is only went about 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. Let's see what happens.
Those guys in the stands over there fielded it. Excuse me, that it went straight out of bounds. Like you said, the referee was kind of doing a line. He was kind of using his finger to kind of point where the general direction of where it was going, trying to figure out where it went out of bounds.
And he's going to get credit for 3 yards.
3-yard punch. Well, 1st and 10 now for the Duchesne Eagles.
Yeah, like I say, you take the ball and actually where it went out of bounds and where it comes back in is about a 3-4 yard punt. And so now we get to see Duchesne for their first series.
Going to pitch out of this right side. He's got a man.
He's going to keep it because he's going to have
to. Rolled up, maybe a gain of 3 on the play.
You know, if you're going to make that pitch, you got to make it a little earlier because you run out of terrain there, and that's exactly what happened. Is he had to tuck the ball and go because there was just little field left.
Yeah. Trent Roberts there, the quarterback.
For the Eagles at the Longhorn 41-yard line.
Trent Roberts. Let's see. He is a quarterback. He's 32 for 76 completion attempts. He has about 678 yards. It's about 21 yards for completion.
I was going to say there again, that's a great stat to have, regardless of whether you're 4A, 5A, or 1A or 2A. I mean, that's a good stat.
Yeah, obviously they're definitely a ground team, but they can prove that they can go to the air, and they have in the past. They've been fortunate to mix things up as they've blown teams out of the water. They've gone to a little different playbook and went to the air as well.
Boy, again, you've got to look at the sidelines over there and see what Altamont has for players, reserve players.
Yeah,
that's thin.
Only about 12. They're not too deep.
No, but we're talking about a small community, but a big, big heart.
Roberts back. He's going to look pass across the middle. He's going to air it out. He's got a guy in the end zone. Touchdown.
There you go. That was as well thrown as any pass I've seen. I mean,
McKay Nielsen there at the reception.
I mean, you take the win in the factor. That was a spiral.
Yeah, that was 40 yards.
That was right to the receiver. So take your hat off there. I mean, that was a beautiful pass play.
Yeah, not bad at all. So Robert makes me eat crow there, saying it's a ground game. He throws 40 yards for a touchdown and pads his stat 40 more yards. So with 8:02 left in the first quarter, score now 13-0 in favor of Duchesne.
Now the last thing you want to see in a rivalry game like this is, like you say, which is apparently headed that direction, is a lopsided score. You want to, hopefully Altamont will get the ball back after this point and maybe get some composure and can see what they can do on the ground or in the air. But that pass was as nice as any you're going to see.
Was good. The good's up. It looks left to me.
It does.
Is it gonna? Yeah, no good. It's gonna be left. So the score will remain 13-0 with 8:02 left in this first quarter. We'll step away, have a word from our sponsors. Be right back with a kickoff from Duchesne.
If you need an MRI, CT, or nuclear medicine study, here are some things that you should know. Ashley Regional Medical Center has the most advanced technology available in rural Utah. The radiologist at Ashley Regional has 2 board certifications in the field of radiology, including nuclear medicine. The technologists at Ashley Regional are skilled, friendly, and informative in meeting your needs. From X-rays to CTs, Ashley Regional is Northeastern Utah's choice for quality radiology services.
Are you reaching your fitness goals? Do you have any? Are you tired of the same old routine? Have you considered having a trainer? Come in today to see what CrossFit has to offer. Our well-trained staff of personal trainers can help you reach a higher quality of life. Think CrossFit is for elite athletes only? Anyone with a desire can reach their fitness goals. CrossFit Avenue, committed to you and your quality of life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to base in high school football action? Here in the first quarter, excuse me.
That's an offsides. That was an obvious offsides by Duchesne.
If you're just joining us, again, it's the first quarter, 8:02 left. Score 13-0. 2 quick strikes by Duchesne. One a interception or a fumble recovery, excuse me, for a 40-yard touchdown. The second, a 40-yard pass by Roberts to 31, Nielsen.
And
for another touchdown.
We're sitting up here on top of this, have a great view, and like you say, we both saw that. That was a very obvious offsides.
Yeah.
I mean, that player was 2.5 yards or whatever down the field before it was kicked. So Duchesne will regroup and kick now from the 35-yard line. And both times that they've kicked off have been, one was onside and the other one just was a squibbler.
What's their reasoning behind not putting it deep?
I'm not sure.
Are they hesitant to put it in Foy's hands? I mean, he's had some big yards and apparently a few returns as well, but they're not wanting to give the ball to him at all.
Boy, there again, like you say, that must be the strategy.
Yeah.
They are not going to kick it deep and get hurt. They're going to kick it short. And even though Altamont ends up with good field position, I think you're right. I think that's what they drew up in.
Yeah, they're probably saying we'd rather give up 20 yards than a touchdown. So they're gonna spot him 20 right off the bat and move the chains there. So
well, and Altamont so far has not been able to move the ball on them, and so the strategy's working. I mean,
First and 10 now for Altamont.
You'll notice that
in the backfield. Oh, the fumble again, having a terrible time. That's a turnover again, recovered by Duchesne.
That's right.
Number 21, is that the quarterback there? 21, Hanberg? Yeah, he's quarterback there. Daniel Hanberg having a hard time taking that snap. I don't know what's going on. He's the usual quarterback. I don't know if they've changed centers or if it's something to do with the inclement weather, but he's having a hard time.
Actually, number 12, I think Roberts is with Duchesne.
Oh, I'm sorry, Goodrich.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Chance Goodrich. I'm reading the wrong side. They got them both lined up.
I'm amazed to see you can read it all up here. I don't wear this much gear when I'm elk hunting.
1st and 10 now for Duchesne on the 42-yard line. 7:51 left in the first quarter.
And I wouldn't be surprised Duchesne goes to the air again. I mean, they were successful with that.
Oh,
no, there was a
little distraction there.
Yeah, turn around to hand it off,
and
they met helmet to helmet there, so a little loss. Take maybe 2 yards, 2.5 yards loss. 2nd down for Duchesne again, up 13-0 with just 7:36 left to go in the first quarter.
They're waiting for the play. They call that from the sideline. They got binders that they call the plays in with. I don't know if you're aware. We went over this the last time we were over here, but they changed up coaching staffs. They've had so many state titles that the assistant coach decided it was his turn, and the head coach took a back seat, and one of the assistant coaches taking the reins for this season.
So I just share. I mean, they're just sharing the titles.
He's going to air it out again. Oh, overthrew him that time. That was kind of a lopsided throw. It was almost a hook that he did instead of bringing the ball back, planting his feet.
Well, you know, I think what happened when he looked to his receiver, 22, and he had number 21 defensively right there, I think maybe that was a reason why he went a little high. But that's going to bring up 3rd now, and about, again, a 14, we'll say.
Now, I think this is 4-down territory. I mean, they got the lead, 13, so I think they'll have another two downs to see if they can get a first. So 3rd and about 15. He's going to pitch out to the left side. He's going to keep it. Ooh, put his head down and stop.
Good defensive series there for Altamont.
Number 2 there, Kyle Foy on the tackle.
You know, I would have argued with you earlier, but you've seen more of these games than I have. And yeah, they're going to go, looks to me like.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. 4th down, like I said, they don't have much to lose. They're not too worried about it with the score 13-0 here in the first. So they're going to go for the. No, they're going to try to punt it away, I guess. They lined it up. They didn't bring anybody special in, so I thought they might be going for it.
I thought the same thing.
Going to kind of pooch this one. They're going to field it. No, that thing's going to go out of bounds. About the 2-yard line, though. Great punt. Couldn't ask for any better. He spots that right about the 1 or 2. So Altamont will take over.
You know, Goodrich, number 21, was back to receive the punt, but like he could see it was going to the left. You let it bounce, and boy, you can't draw that up any better.
No.
So you're right. Actually, Duchesne goes 4 and out or 3 and out, and they punt, and they couldn't be in better position now. Altamont's going to have to get out of that end zone. And so far, they haven't put anything together that's going to get them out of that end zone. So they need a big play here to get some breathing room. And look at that compared to the goal line. I mean, they are right smack. Well, they're a little further. They're at about 10
about the 1. They're going to do a quick draw. I think the quarterback kept that one.
I think that's a smart to try to give them just a little bit more breathing room.
Alex McKay, I think his 23 is actually who carried that ball. Gain of about 5 on the play, so 2nd and 5.
Yeah, that gave them just a little bit more breathing room now. But they've got to come up with at least a first down here.
Quarterback hands it off to Foy.
He's handed off to Foy. He has a few yards. I don't know. They're not quite enough for a first down.
You know, I watched him find that hole. I mean, from here you could see that hole, and it just barely opened up, but he was right there to go in.
Yeah.
You know, another second, and that hole wouldn't have been there. So you can see how he's racking up the acreage that he gets as he's a smart runner.
Yeah, he just squeaks through. He waits, patient, then fine. And when there's just enough room to fit his hips through, he shoots it. So 5:33 left in this first quarter. Score 13-0 in favor of Duchesne.
They got a 3rd and about 1, we'll call it 1.5. So big down right now for Altamont if they can get a first down here.
I'd look to go to Foy, number 2. They're going to put him in, the number 1 in motion. They're going to give it to Foy. He jumps, hurdles over the line of scrimmage. Good enough for a first down. That's just smart running, knowing what he needed to get.
Again, you know why now he's got those stats that he does is he's a smart runner. I mean, he sees the hole collapses, so he just does a little hurdle job and picks up the first down. So Altamont with their first down, or their first series, with a first down, and right now the ball's on about what?
Well, they're going to spot it about the 12-yard line.
12-yard line. Well, at least they've got breathing room.
Yeah, like I said, they're not lining up in the goalposts anymore.
Good run,
Back
good
to
run.
number 2, Kyle Foy. He's going to reach forward, but they're going to mark it just short, maybe about 3 yards short at the first down.
You know, he's a downhill runner because when he's got the ball, his head's down, and he's just going for as many yards as they'll allow him to get.
Jeepers, we're rocking and rolling up here. We're going to have to tie ourselves off before we blow away.
This does have pipe foundation, right?
I don't know. It used to be over there. They've relocated it with this new setup, and so I don't know how firm this foundation is.
Well, it kind of feels like it's hooked into bungee cords right now.
Yeah, the only good thing we have going for us is we'll fall into the audience, the stands, if we do go down. It doesn't break our fall.
Ooh, there's another attempt there.
That's the quarterback that time, number 21. Chance Goodrich.
I don't think they picked up any.
I didn't think he got anything. They're going to spot it the same line of scrimmage.
That was for no gain at all.
3rd and about 2 now.
You know, again, you're talking about these small schools, but you know, it's a whole different atmosphere. Yeah. Obviously, you know everybody, and I imagine both teams know each other personally.
Yeah, what are they, 20 minutes away from each other? Like you said, they probably rub shoulders. I don't know where they draw the line to see who goes to which school, but
look at that. He almost broke that. He was just about 2 seconds late, but he almost broke that. He's
Foy, good enough for a first down.
Yeah, I imagine Duchesne kind of sneaks over and dates some of the Altamont girls. Altamont sneaks over and dates some of the Duchesne
Romulans
girls.
and the Capulets there, you might have a world war on your hands if those two
just
cross
kind of
their boundaries.
What's fair. But again, I bet they know each other very, very well. And it's just like I say, you got to like it. It's a small atmosphere. Obviously, it's not very many people, but they play the same game with the same size of ball and the same defenses and offensive. So right now, Altamont's putting a drive together.
Yep. Brick by brick, they're getting a yard at a time. Marching out on the 3-minute mark now in this first quarter. Score 13-0 in favor of Duchesne as they're hosting their rival Altamont. For the last football broadcast we'll be bringing to you of the 2012 high school football season. Second now and 8 for the Longhorns.
All in all, it's been a favorable weather for most of the year. Now, last week I guess it was threat of all that rain, but it let up just enough to get a ball game in. Guess who's running that ball?
Foy to the outside. He breaks it. Good enough for first down. Like I said, what a runner. I think there was at least 3 or 4 tackles that he shook right there.
Well, there's a couple of things he's got going for him. One is speed. I mean, he runs very, very well east and west. And, once he gets out there to turn it up north and south, but he's got the speed to get him to the corner. And he's strong enough that, it takes more than just an average tackle on him. He's gonna drag you. And look at this. This is the 3rd first down of the series, and they've gone from the 1-yard line.
That's the problem we were having with that Uinta game we called last week, was they were spending so much time going east and west, they weren't getting first downs. But Foy definitely knows how to go north and south, getting those yards when he needs them.
Well, Goodrich gets a chance on this particular one. They get Foy a rest, but again, a nice pickup on first down. Well, I say nice pickup by
almost. They got 5 yards, 6 yards maybe.
Yeah, they'll take that all night long.
Second down and 5.
Just under 2 minutes now in this first quarter. Altamont, like you said, putting together a very solid drive. No big plays yet, but they're getting first downs. Going to pitch out of the right side. They got Foy. Oh, number 5 in the flat there. Thompson.
Well,
good enough.
Well disguised.
Yeah.
I mean, that was well disguised. The quarterback looked like he was actually going to tuck it and run, and then at the last minute, he's got a guy wide open. And so I was just getting ready to say that so far they've made this drive without a pass, but there's the first pass for Altamont, a very successful one. So ball's now at midfield, and again, Altamont's rolling.
Yeah, Slayton Thompson, he's got 15 receptions for 69 yards.
Coy's got the ball, and he's just grinding up the, you know, even on this drive itself, I bet you Foy might end up close to 40 yards.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah. Duchesne not able to stop him at this point. They bring in a lineman, trying to switch it up a little bit, see if they can stop some of that penetration in the middle.
You know, again, when you get in towns this size and have this rivalry going, they play both ways.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, of course, even so does the 5A and 4A. But you know, you got to be willing to play both ways.
You got to be good too to do it in those high ranks. Right up the middle, maybe gain of about 1.
I was counting how many players actually are standing over there for Altamont on the sidelines. I got 10. You know, so you do not want to get hurt, and you've got to be in great shape because you're going to play it both ways.
Well, they were the first game that we brought to you on VTV Channel 6, and at the time the coach said this is a building year. You know, we're not expecting a lot. And I think they performed more than what they expected, but he said you have a young team. It's going to be a building year. Jump there on the defense. That's going to be good enough for a first down.
That's going to give them another first down. And
did that hard snap and was able to draw the defense in that case.
Boy, I'll tell you, regardless of what happens on this series, they've got to have some confidence because they have driven that ball from the 1-yard line, and it's going to end up here just inside the 40.
Yeah, we have 18 seconds left in this first quarter. Like you said, that first 2 series was disastrous.
Disastrous.
Altamont, that very first play, returned for a touchdown, and then they had to kick it away the next time. So yeah, like I said, they finally set their feet.
There it is again.
Foy around the outside. He has blockers. Brought down as they're going to stop it right at 7 seconds. Helmet ripped off.
Now you see, once he saw that opening, he kicks it into another gear. I mean, he's got the speed. He can get the angle. He's proven to us he can get around the edge, and then once he gets there, he's got another gear.
I wonder what the ref was talking to him about. His helmet was ripped off.
Isn't that new college rule where if you lose your helmet, you have to sit out for a play?
I don't know. Maybe he does. But he went out.
I mean, I don't know if it goes down to high school, but it is, you know, it is in college.
I don't know. That's the first time that I've seen it.
And that's the end of the
That's going to be good enough for the end of the first quarter. So with the score 13-0 in favor of the home crowd here at Duchesne, we're going to step away, have a word from our sponsors, and be right back with the start of the second quarter.
Are you reaching your fitness goals? Do you have any? Are you tired of the same old routine? Have you considered having a trainer? Come in today to see what CrossFit has to offer. Our well-trained staff of personal trainers can help you reach a higher quality of life. Think CrossFit is for elite athletes only? Anyone with a desire can reach their fitness goals. CrossFit Avenue, committed to you and your quality of life.
Here we go, the start of the second quarter now. Hand off to Goodrich on the outside, not able to get back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to spot it for a gain of loss, about 1.
That might be the worst play in this series so far as yardage. They actually lost big.
Yeah, so far they've been able to keep up. They've been able to make positive yardage, so Duchesne able to regroup in the second quarter so far and put something together to stop at least Goodrich. They haven't seen Foy yet.
No, they haven't been able to stop Foy yet, and I would imagine that ball's going to go to you-know-who. And there he is.
Foy, they're on the outside. Does he have it? Oh, they pushed him out of bounds, right. Good enough for first down, though, but he was leaning.
Again, that speed one, and we're talking east and west, but he gets around that.
He's fired up.
Yeah, he's going to have a 100-yard or more game if he keeps this up. And so, again, the ball now is placed on about, what do you think, 8-yard line?
Yeah, first and goal.
If they score, and I think they will, that would be a 99-yard drive with one pass.
Yep.
And about a dozen handoffs to Foy.
Yeah, like I said, we knew the numbers show he's their workhorse, and he should prove that in this drive now. They just can hold on to the ball, not fumble. He's stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. They stiffened up there, Duchesne there. He led by number 2 for the Eagles, Cade Moon. He's the one that plays both ways and excels in both positions.
Well, this is 4-down territory, obviously, and you know, they have not had a lot of success running it up the middle, off the guard, left guard or right guard. That where they've had their success is coming out here and stretching that defense. Keep your eye on number 2.
They're gonna pitch it to him. Oh no, he lost his feet. The ball come loose? Or are they gonna call him down? I think they can say his knee was down.
Yeah, they're calling him down. He did slip and go down.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was.
And
that's third.
We're not picking up much at.
This Duchesne is definitely stiffened up here in the red zone.
They have. I mean, they really have.
Lost his feet there. Like you said, I haven't seen their kicking team so far. Know if they're gonna at least try for 3 or if they're gonna go for 4 downs here.
Well, I think, you know, you got to almost go 4 downs. It'll depend on what happens here.
Well, big 3rd down in the I formation. McKay under center. He's gonna pass across the middle. Oh, he catches it, turns on his back.
That ball was behind the receiver, and he actually was able to do a 360 and catch that ball. Great call at a great time. Everybody thinking run.
Yeah.
And they come up with that nice pass in the end zone. So
I don't have his number, 20, but good job there. Like you said, it was on his back shoulder. He's having to turn completely around to catch that ball, but something that definitely the Eagles were not expecting. They were probably thinking it was going to go back to Foyer on the outside, and they fake the handoff, pop up, and hit number 20. Almost in stride for 6.
Going for two. I was gonna say, does this answer?
That was a little snap.
Does this answer your question about their kicking game?
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't think they have much of a kicking game, so they're gonna go for 2.
Oh, they got offsides. They're a call offsides on the Eagles, and Eagles. So now it looks like
distance.
That ball.
They could almost just do a quarterback sneak and push it in. I think I'm gonna sneeze and get that many yards.
Going for 2 here with, like I said, a ball's maybe a yard out of, maybe a yard and a half.
They're going to stack that front line, but no middle linebacker, surprisingly. They're going to give it to him, and he's pushing it, and he's pushing. I think he's in. He fell in.
I think he did.
Yeah. Great second effort there.
Take your hats off to Altamont. I mean, they came back when they needed to come back and put a 99-yard drive together.
Wow. 9:56 left in this second quarter. Altamont fights back, puts 8 on the board to make it 13-8 in favor of Duchesne. We'll step aside, have a word from our sponsor, be right back with Altamont kicking off.
Moon Lake Electric was organized in 1938 as a rural electric cooperative by residents of northeastern Utah who were unable to obtain electric service from a private power company. The cooperative philosophy involves working together for the common good by providing a service that is beneficial to all. Moon Lake Electric is owned by those it serves and is a valuable community partner. We are proud to support the television coverage of Uinta Basin High School sports.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the first time that Altamont will be kicking off so far in the game. We'll see if they put it deep or they're going to make it kind of a little squid kick like their rivals have done so far.
I'll bet they try to kick it down as far as they can.
Yeah, I think they're going to depend on their tackling team.
Nice kick, but it's going to go out of bounds.
Go out of bounds. That ball, like I said, that wind definitely a factor.
And there goes that yellow flag straight up and down. So they'll mark it off, and Duchesne will set up now to see if they can counter that. You know, you take that one fumble on the first play of the ball game, you take that away, and we're knotted up. I mean, we've got a ball game. So
Well, we'd like to thank those sponsors for bringing tonight's game, CrossFit. One of the myths about CrossFit is it's for elite athletes only. The fact is that they want to teach everyone who has a desire to improve their quality of life. Another misconception is that CrossFit is way too expensive, but it is one of the most inexpensive ways to learn fitness from a certified trainer. We are not.
You said something about the athletes. What are they?
Elite.
You know, I need to sign up there. I guess obviously if there's.
Are you definitely not elite?
Well, no, All right, here goes Duchesne. Let's see if they can answer now and counter back.
Right here, they're going to cross-buck, go to number 23.
Boy, look at
Almost back up to the line of scrimmage there. Number 23, Hamburg, Josh Hamburg with the carry.
I'll tell you, Altamont's even defensively right now, is causing some heartburn for Duchesne. They lose 2 there, so it's second at about 12, 13.
Yeah. Altamont coming out with all kinds of momentum. We'll see if Duchesne can answer here. Roberts under center.
He's got to
go
to
the man in motion. He's going to hand it right up the middle. I believe that's Moon.
And they might have picked up 5 or so, but it's going to make it third. And
number 2, Caden Moon.
Yeah, it's going to be about 3rd and 7.
Yep.
3rd down and 7 for the Eagles.
We'll see if they.
Duchesne had such a great aerial attack there in the first couple of drives.
They're going into the wind now. The wind's kind of at their side and their face, so. He's going to try. He's going to pitch around the side. He's going to keep it. But he's going to be brought down just short. I can see what kind of hometown spot they give him. It's still short.
Talking about short, check out number 62.
62 on Duchesne?
Thacker. Oh, I thought maybe they'd have his height. He's 165. But
it's going to be just short. It's 4 down territory. They're going to go for it.
Oh, it's so close. I mean, we're talking maybe inches.
Roberts going to get right under center. They're going to bring both those linebackers up tight, ready for that. He's leaning to the left.
Yeah, he didn't have much. I mean,
he didn't go right over center. He kind of went to his guard position. And
yeah, he took that little teeny slimmer of hope and was able to pick up the ball.
Man, he picked up about 4 yards on it.
First down, approaching midfield.
So now Duchesne threatening to get into Altamont's side of the field, just a yard or so on about the 49.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. Roberts under center. He's going to try it again. He said, I got 4 the last time. Let's see what I can do this time. It only gained of about 3, maybe 2 that time.
You know, and there again, now we're starting to see the rivalry.
A little chippy.
Yeah, there's starting to be a little push and shoving.
Yeah, definitely a little chippy now.
Of course, they might be doing that to keep warm. Can you imagine what it's like to get hit, though, in the legs or something in this cold?
Cold. 7:30 left in the second quarter.
Big guy.
To Moon that time, trying to find a few more yards. Gain of about 2.
Altamont plugged the hole.
Tackled by number 61, Smith.
So that'll be about 3rd and 5, maybe 4. They're showing that they can put together a solid drive as well.
Nothing in the air so far.
Nope.
And if they had a couple of incompletions or something like that, you'd think, well, that's why. But they were successful on that one drive.
Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely the change in field position, direction has dampened their passing game. As I say that, he's passing. Goes a guy wide open. Number 31, 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys finally. Oh, the ball comes loose.
Altamont recovers the fumble.
What a change of events there. Great pass by Roberts there to number 31, Nielsen, McCade Nielsen.
Did you see? Then they set it up to where he came from the right side, and it's called a drag across the middle. And all that the quarterback had to do was roll out, and he would be there, and he was.
Yeah, unguarded completely.
Wide open. That's a difficult pass to defend, especially when they're coming across the field. But Altamont comes up with the turnover, and let's see if they can put another drive together like their last drive.
Yeah, believe it or not, when that ball gets cold, it also gets slick. Puts something on that fiber material on that ball becomes frozen, and it's a slickery son of a gun. going to give it. He kept it and brought it up the middle.
I'll be darned.
Wow, he got a few yards.
Yeah, I mean, that thrust gave him more yards than we thought he was going to. It looked like he was stood up.
This game brought to you tonight also by Ashley Regional Medical Center, provides the most technologically advanced radiology service in the northeastern Utah, including the Hawkeye 6 nuclear medicine machine or the 64 CT slice scanner. Have you been sliced?
I think I've used them both.
You've been sliced and diced in the Hawkeye. Woo! Lost his feet there. Great. He got tackled there, number 62.
He just literally took his legs out, what he did. 5:59 left to go in the first half, and again the score 13-8. Looked like Duchesne was going in for a score, fumbled the ball, and now Altamont's back on the drive.
Yeah, Duchesne wants this ball back though, and they're deep in Altamont territory, 3rd and about 9.
Yeah, this is I don't know if this is not 4 down territory for Altamont.
Definitely get it out of here.
Yeah, they've got to kick the ball because that ball's sitting on about the 15-yard line.
3rd down and 9 for the Longhorns.
So he's got to pick up a big one here. And guess who?
Like I said, he's going to run the outside. Nope. He gets a few yards on the carry, but not enough.
You know, they've got those, what they're doing now is stuff on the outside on both sides. Now we need to have, Foy needs an right up the middle type.
5:11 left in
the kicker coming in. So, like I said, 5 minutes left in this second quarter. Score in favor of the hometown, 13 Duchesne, 8 Altamont.
We got a good one going.
Punt it away.
We got a good one going.
Look at this guy coming down the hill on his motorcycle. See if he bites it. What a way to make an entrance. Gonna punt this ball away. He's gonna almost block there by number 71. That thing went straight up. Takes an Altamont bounce.
And it continues to take. Look at that.
Yeah, he tries to push it a little bit more. Oh, the ball's touched.
What is going on? The official walked away from it.
Yeah, well, as soon as they touched it, the ball was dead.
Yeah, but all of a sudden,
Altamont or the Nielsen there tries to get on the ball and say everybody's turned their back. Let me see if I can pick it up and run.
And even the official turned around like, what the heck is he doing?
Yeah, kid. Yeah, as soon as that ball's touched, it's dead. But good try anyways, Nielsen. Try to make it a few more yards.
Boy, Altamont's got a big player with number 74. I think that's a number. It's a big kid there on the looks like he's on a tight end there.
1st and 10.
Look how tight that formation is. I mean, it's as tight as you can get a formation.
Yeah, they do all kinds of misdirection, like right up the middle that time to Moon. He's got lots of room. Oh no, he made number 23.
I think he's gonna do it.
Oh, Foy's trying to catch him, but not enough time. Woo, man, he shaked and baked. Made Alex McKay lose his feet, and it was off to the races. The only one that was close to him was Foy, but not enough time.
No, again, there's some afterburners there because once he got out and going. So just that quickly, one play, and the score goes up to 19-8.
I believe they're going to try for 2 to get that PAT back.
I believe they are too, and they're probably wise to do that.
Trying to even it up. Makes our job easier to keep score when we see 21 instead of 20.
What happens when you look at a flag and it's like going straight out? I mean,
that means you better hold on, or you're might go straight out over the crowd too.
We've got so
gonna look for the pass. Roberts got a guy in the flat, but he's not open. He's gonna keep it. Tackled. Is he in? Nope. They're gonna come arc him down. He was. He reached, but his knee was down before.
So 19-8. That's an interesting score.
Yeah, 19-8 in favor of Duchesne. 4:15 left in this second quarter. We'll step aside, have a word from our sponsors, and be right back.
Western Petroleum is a local company that has expanded throughout the country, providing a wide variety of services, including fuel delivery, lubes, oils, and propane. Although Western has experienced tremendous growth, they continue to be committed to many events here in the Uinta Basin, including high school sports, rodeos, charity fundraisers, livestock shows, and they are an active member of the local chamber. As Western continues to be a leader in the petroleum industry and expand their service areas, they are committed to powering the promises made to their customers now and in the future.
If you need an MRI, CT, or nuclear medicine study, here are some things that you should know. Ashley Regional Medical Center has the most advanced technology available in rural Utah. The radiologist at Ashley Regional has 2 board certifications in the field of radiology, including nuclear medicine. The technologists at Ashley Regional are skilled, friendly, and informative in meeting your needs. From X-rays to CTs, Ashley Regional is Northeastern Utah's choice for quality radiology services.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Uinta Basin High School football action, brought to you on VTV Channel 6 and streaming live to you on Strata WebView. You can find this game as we rebroadcast on Monday. Duchesne, if you're just joining us, is in the lead 19-8, playing their rivals.
They're still not kicking that ball.
Dude, it's, oh, did he touch? Hey, you can get that ball. Oh, no, it's Duchesne who has the ball.
It worked out. I mean, that's what they're trying to do. And like I say, Altamont player had it right on his numbers and let it go.
Yeah, that's a hard kick because it's so high too. They're betting on the Duchesne speed to get down there. They could catch the ball if they want to. It doesn't need to be touched by Altamont at all, as long as it goes 10 yards.
I got to be honest with you. I mean, if the ball's kicked up like that and I'm standing with my hands behind me and I see it's coming to me, I don't know if I'm going to try to touch it or not.
But you have to, or the other team's going to get it.
That's what I'm saying, is it's kind of a suicide
And that's
play.
the thing is that everybody's free game too. That Duchesne guy can come and just lay you out with your head in there. And maybe it's worked for him because they've continued to do it tonight.
That's all they've done, yeah,
they got the ball right back that time to Moon. He scored last time. This time only a gain of about 2 on the play.
And Foy's right in there. I mean, like we talked about going both sides. He's having to do it on both ends, as are most of the players here.
3:55 left in the second quarter. Score.
I don't see any hot chocolate. I mean, I've been looking at the crowd. There is no hot chocolate
That's
out
right there, that red cup. Look at her.
You don't know. There's no steam coming out of the top of it.
That's because it's frozen chocolate, but it's brown.
Is that why my water bottle here is solid?
On the play.
What are we looking at? Offsides or?
Flag.
It's against Altamont.
What is that? Dead ball foul. Offsides.
Well, they're going to mark it off as a 5, so I'm not sure what it was. Too busy looking at my water bottle.
3:30 left in this first half of play.
And if Duchesne comes in and scores on this drive and goes in at halftime with the score, it's going to be pretty difficult.
Very
for
hard,
Altamont.
yeah, like you said, very hard. But like you said, rivalry games especially, stranger things have happened. Roberts looking to pass. He's got 2 guys open. He's going to air it out with a cross pattern. Almost brought down by Nielsen. Hit him in the hands, but just a little too far. He couldn't bring it in.
You know, 3 of the scores in this ball game have been on turnovers.
McCade there on the coverage with Foy. He was very well covered. Like I said, Roberts just put the ball where only Nielsen could touch it.
Right now, Duchesne's on a drive where Altamont turned the ball over on the kickoff. We saw the first play of the game was a fumble and another score.
Yeah.
So turnovers are playing a big factor in tonight's ball game. Not to mention
Roberts,
the weather.
He's going to keep it right up the middle.
Trent Roberts, the ball carrier.
Good enough for a first down. Man, did you see that hole that he's going to that guard and tackle? They just push about 5 yards.
I was going to say, you look at that line from here. I mean, what he's got, what he's running behind, and they open up some pretty good holes.
They've done a good job with this program, like we've mentioned. This Duchesne is not a stranger to the state title, and they've put together. If you look, very fundamental football out there. They're downfield blocking. They're blocking at the line, and just everything's very. Their fundamentals are down very well. And it's hard to mess up when you got that kind of stuff going for you. 1st and 10 now for Duchesne. Going to go up the middle to Moon.
He got a
few yards.
But you know, what a beautiful facility they built here, though. Yeah. I mean, I remember the old days watching some Duchesne games, and it was a little rough, but they've got a beautiful facility here. Great track, a great field. Hats off to Duchesne High School and Duchesne education to be able to come forth and build something like this. This is great.
Roberts under center. He's got about 6 yards to play with. He's going to try to air it out here to the left side. He's got a guy open. I think he did catch it, number 23 that time. Did he?
I think it bounced.
Josh Hamburg.
Well,
they're going to call
Incomplete.
incomplete. Yeah.
I think it just took one little. I mean, it was just 6 inches or so away. And just kind of hit.
You got to get your elbows underneath that thing, and that time I wasn't able to.
So 3rd down and 7.
So we're going to have 3rd down and 7. 2:19 left in this first half.
At halftime, when you go down to the concession booth and get us some hand warmers.
Or
maybe you could start the propane thing you got up here.
If the wind would stop blowing, we got a propane heater up here because we knew how chilly it was going to be, and we can't light it because the wind blows it out as soon as we get it going.
Another
Hamburg
pass.
looking to pass. He's got a guy open. Oh! McCade Nielsen there.
It's going to be.
He's had some big yards this year as well.
You know, he's got a nice spiral on the ball. I mean, it's good and tight. He's not throwing it hard. He's letting actually the player come to the ball.
McCade Nielsen, that's going to be his 18th reception. He has 17 on the year for 400 yards, 24 yards of reception, 7 touchdowns. So he's their go-to guy, definitely, McCade Nielsen.
What is it, 5 yards? It looks like about 1 and 5.
Yeah. 1st and goal, and Moon is in for the touchdown.
What a great drive. What a great drive.
Yeah, like I said, they had all that momentum already going because they got that onside kick going, so that's already a full head of steam, and they just capitalized on that, pushed the short 40 yards to put 6 more on the board. So with 1:53 left in the first half, second quarter, 25-8. All the student body going back out on the track to do their push-ups.
Hey, they made that was a good drive because you saw it in the air, you saw it on
the elders down there too with the cap on.
Oh my gosh. We're sitting there watching actually the students go down and do push-ups.
Yeah, that time they got it in. They tried the pass last time. They decided to go back to their bread and butter, Moon, and he was able to make it happen.
27, that'll put 27-8.
Yep.
We got 1:53 to go in the half.
I'd like to thank Moon Lake Electric, well, L&L Motor. We'll try them first. People you know, people who care. Become a fan and like us, L&L on Facebook, to be entered into our drawings. They have daily drawings. They can award you with things such as coupons and daily specials. You can go find those at llmotor.com. Also, Moon Lake Electric, in operation since 1938, owned by people they serve. Moon Lake is a cooperative, not privately owned. I'd like to thank those sponsors for bringing a chilly game to you tonight. But the student body's staying warm. They're doing lots of push-ups.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to sit down there in the student section. They make you all get up and go down on the, I mean, you got to come over one section, you're safe.
Yeah, 27-8, favor Duchesne. If I was Altamont, they got to bring up their second line. They're still spreading it out. They should have 5 on the front, 4 on the back, or 5 on the second line and 1 guy back, because obviously they haven't kicked it yet.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, they're only trying to kick it 10 yards. I mean,
yeah, I mean, look, they got 2 guys, a huge hole in the middle.
Let's see if it goes again. Same thing, the exact same.
Why are they not doing anything about it? The ball is picked up. Oh, Altamont finally. They just about lost it. I think
they got the ball, but every kickoff that Duchesne has done is a little poocher in the air.
You see that hole? I mean, it's wide open. Why would you not bring your second line up?
Well, and then when it hits the ground like it did just now, you have to go ski-wampus. I mean, after that, it's anybody's ball.
Oh my goodness! But that time, Altamont had luck on their side, and they were able to come up with the ball. Spotted about the 28-yard line. They're going to take over 1st and 10 for the Longhorns.
They lost 20 yards, though. I mean, originally it was kicked and it was on about 45, and now it's clear back where it is because that ball just kept squeaking out.
Gonna give it to Foy up the middle. Well, like you said, this second half, let the ball come out there. Second half is all Duchesne as they chip away a majority of that clock.
Well, Foy and Moon, I mean, I like to see how they get up in the morning. I mean, they're taking some pounding on both sides.
I'm gonna say I can tell you some of their numbers if I can keep my papers from blowing away here. Let's see, Moon, like I said, he's got 72 yards on the year, 608. He's has about 8 yards a carry.
Ooh, what a nifty.
He's not going to get rid of that one,
no,
though.
He's not going to go away from a number 11.
The ref was going to throw a flag there.
He came in like a rocket. Well, and they're going to let this clock probably run out, even though
they might get one more off.
Yeah, but I mean, it's third and whatever. I don't think they're going to get anything fancy here. They're going to be content to go in at halftime 27-8 and try to revamp it.
Yeah.
They got to figure out that
seconds.
kickoff. They got to.
Yeah, like I said, their second line. That's the only thing I can, if I was in the coaching staff, is to just strengthen that second line.
Yeah.
And take that away, because they just have way too big a hole there. But I'm sure it's going to be the main topic of discussion in that locker room. One more play here, and they're going to hand it off. No, he's going to pitch it.
Not sure what he did.
Ball brought down. That's going to be the end of the first half. Oh, are we going to have a timeout?
Going to call a timeout. I don't know who.
That would have to be Altamont, wouldn't it?
I don't know. It's fourth and
No,
about.
Duchesne.
It's a fourth.
Surprisingly, why would they call timeout? Maybe they're going to try to go into defense, preventative defense, but they got 15 seconds left in this first half.
I think Altamont called a timeout to see what they wanted to do with this one. Do they want to try to run a play, kick the ball, or just go in?
Well, the referee pointed towards Duchesne, but
can't imagine.
whatever.
Can you imagine them calling timeout? I mean, they're going to take the ball here and kick it.
Yeah. Like I said.
Maybe they're going to rush. Maybe they're going to bring everything they got.
Well, we got Western Petroleum bringing you tonight's game. Has expanded throughout the country, but still support the Uinta Basin with the many charities and community events, this being one of them. Provides both on-site and card lock fueling services to construction crews, trucking fleets, drill rigs, commercial accounts, and farms in Utah, Colorado, and Wyoming.
Let me tell you something. During this timeout, number 12 came off, Roberts, for Duchesne. He's down here right now. If you can see him, he's down there on his knees.
Hamstring?
He's hurt. I mean,
he's looking like he's stretching his hamstrings.
He came hobbling off the field. You know, you'd hate to see that happen with that last
quarterback.
play. Jeez.
Sometimes, especially like you said, they play both ways.
Yeah.
Key players can get hurt on a defense when they're an offensive star, but
well, I think he's feeling it.
They're punting this one away.
Nice punt.
They're going to let that one bounce.
And they're going to let that clock run it out unless it goes out of bounds, because it's down to 5.
Yeah, they're going to let this one go out. Oh, he stopped the ball. 1:08. 1 second left. They're going to stop this ball, but I think as soon as they set the ball, don't they start the clock? Yeah, they're going to let this one run out.
I lost track of Roberts. I don't know if he ran back on the field for this series or what.
Yeah, he's going back out right there. He's a little slow, but nevertheless going back out.
Yeah. Oh, again, can you imagine getting hit in the shins or whatever in this cold weather? There's nothing worse in a baseball game to be up to bat and you
take one in the fingers,
or you hit it just about 4 inches above the fingers. I mean, it just stings.
Yeah. 1.8 seconds left.
I say they go for.
They're going to go for it. They're going to get trips out to that right side.
I say they go for a big play here rather than just lay down.
Going under center, Roberts. He's going to look to the outside. He's got a guy. He's going to air it out. Oh, and off to the right shoulder. So that'll do it for the first half of play. The score 27-8 in favor of Duchesne. Altamont put together a nice drive, put 6 on the board, and they went for 2. Good enough for 8, but they've awakened the beast that is Duchesne, and they've retaliated with 27 points. So we'll
with just a seconds left, like you say, they go straight for the throat. If that had been a completed pass, but
yeah. So we're gonna step away. We have our halftime action. We'll be back at the second half of play in about 15 minutes.
Are you reaching your fitness goals? Do you have any? Are you tired of the same old routine? Have you considered having a trainer? Come in today to see what CrossFit has to offer. Our well-trained staff of personal trainers can help you reach a higher quality of life. Think CrossFit is for elite athletes only? Anyone with a desire can reach their fitness goals. CrossFit Avenue, committed to you and your quality of life.
All right, let's give them a hand. The Duchesne cheerleaders. All right, let's give them a hand.
Moon Lake Electric was organized in 1938 as a rural electric cooperative by residents of northeastern Utah who were unable to obtain electric service from a private power company. The cooperative philosophy involves working together for the common good by providing a service that is beneficial to all. Moon Lake Electric is owned by those it serves and is a valuable community partner. We are proud to support the television coverage of Uinta Basin High School sports.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The second half of play on Uinta Basin High School football action here on VTV Strata 6 and streaming to you on Strata WebView. Tonight we're at Duchesne as they're hosting Altamont. Duchesne is leading the game so far, 27-8. As we start the second half of play, return that time by 77 there.
I might give a little weather report, just the fact that we have hot sauce and chips here. The hot sauce is frozen. If that gives you any indication of how cool it is, but we're gonna get through this game, and like I said, I'm glad we're setting up here where we are, not like the cheerleaders from both teams.
Well, cheerleaders put on a few more layers.
They did, didn't they? At halftime, they went and got some cover. I don't blame them.
We'll see if Altamont has switched anything up here in the second half of play. They were in the second quarter not able to stop the Duchesne Eagles, and they've margined this lead into quite a bit.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Also, I know you're just watching this on TV, but if you can smell anything, it's because my partner's pants are on fire because he's got this
we got the heater
propane heater about 6 inches from our legs here.
I told you if I could just get it to the red part, it would keep
flame. It's working, but it's melting everything around it.
If our audio goes out, because our cords melted, fell into the fire. Well, that's same time there to number 2, Moon.
Well, you know, Altamont's come back now with some fury. It's 3rd and 10, and then for the first 2 plays for Duchesne, they were not able to pick up even a yard.
3rd and 10 now for Duchesne. Altamont looking tough in this second half of play. But they're going to go to the air. Roberts. He's going to fake the dive. He's got 2 individuals. 6 is wide open, but not able to connect.
And that was a bad pass.
Yeah,
I mean, he had him wide open. He knows it. He's got his hands on his helmet thinking, geez, I had him open.
Altamont lucked out that time. They double-teamed the deep receiver, leaving number 6 wide open. But they're going to punt it away here on 4th down.
And if I'm not mistaken, is that the first punt by Duchesne in this ball game?
I think it might be the second if.
A bag of jerky from CNS Meat. We've got 5.
Foy's going back,
Number 1 is Liz
and
Morgan.
he is in no man's land because he is all alone.
Number 3 setting up
Number
the
2,
kick.
Connor Lisenby.
Spencer, Braxton Spencer's going to be the punter. Like I said, they might have had one before, if that. Gets it away, great punt. It's going to be high.
Well, I thought he signaled for a fair catch.
I think he was telling his guys it was
Fair catch called by number 2.
fire, get out of the way,
And
because
the
they're
ball
going
is
to field
down
it about the 35-yard line. They're going to start over.
The Longhorn 35-yard line.
The Longhorns will start out.
You got an update on the UNA Union score, didn't you?
Yeah, 14-0 in favor of Union. They're leading. UNA not able to put anything together in this first half, or their first half. We're in communication with Mark over there. I'm Brian Nielsen, if I hadn't mentioned that. Joining me, Dennis Mott. Mark's over with
hot chocolate inside of a booth.
probably in his underwear, you know.
Yeah.
Laughing it up. We're over here freezing on top.
Boy, I'll tell you, he got that handoff came just, and there goes some flags.
Got a few flags in the backfield here. I think there's going to be some unnecessary roughness against Altamont. A personal foul.
And our last jerky.
They're a little upset.
No, let's see. They're going to back that off against Altamont.
Yeah, they've had it. It was after the play in the backfield there. Some of the extracurricular activities.
That's a big one. They're gonna mark it off 15, and look at Altamont's gone clear back to the 10-yard line.
So it won't be a very big blanket.
5,
Shantea Verduzco.
10, and there's the 15-yard mark off.
They're gonna be 1st and 20 now for the Longhorns. Like you said, these rivalry games get a little chippy, and
yeah,
that's the second time that it's flared up in tonight's game. Now 10:22 left in the third quarter. Score still 27-8 in favor of Duchesne. I want to mention that this game, you know, is going to be broadcast on VTV Channel 6.
Now you mentioned, I guess, at the beginning of the ball game, but now they're talking playoffs and seeding, and you know, with Duchesne at 8-0. Oh, there goes another flag. I think it's an illegal.
Who's that? The coach?
Penalty call.
I'm not sure who they called that on.
Looked like the referee was looking to the sideline.
But that's another 15 yards. So without even having to run a play, they just, you know, they lost 30 yards.
Yeah, you mentioned playoffs. Duchesne definitely coming in the first place bracket. I got it here. See if I can make sense of this while we let them march it back another 15. Okay, this is the 1A quarterfinals. Will be starting October 26th. Got Duchesne in the first seat ranked. No matter what, they've already got them listed. They're going to play the 4th ranked from the south. So right now, that would have them playing Milford.
So after the unsportsmanlike
with a record of 1-2, unless something changes. I don't know who Milford's playing tonight. Duchesne, let's see, Altamont, they're 4th so far. So they're going to be playing the number 1 team in the south, Diamond Ranch, 6-3.
Diamond Ranch, that must be a new school.
Yep, Diamond Ranch. They're 4-0 in region play, 6-3 overall. But they're going to be playing, if this game continues in the path that it's taken, they're going to be playing the number 4 seed rank, which is Altamont. Be playing number 4. So, like I said, if they could come out with a win tonight, they could jump to the number 3 position and play the number 2 team instead of the number 1. Have a little bit better odds of advancing in play.
Well, you know, while we were talking about the different categories and scheduling, Altamont now has 3rd in probably about 150 miles. And they didn't do anything on that play, so it's going to be 4th, and they're going to have to punt the ball. And I would imagine where that ball is, they're going to be punting out of the end zone or right at the 1 or 2 yard line. So Altamont has the 3rd quarter has not started the way they would have liked to have had it start.
Not good at all. Like
Penalties,
penalties
60 yards of penalties.
Mackey back to punt, back to receive for the Eagles. Number 23, Josh.
Altamont punts the ball away.
And he gets a good one.
Good punt.
See if he gets a bounce.
Yeah.
By 23.
Kind of pushing the back there.
Oh my gosh.
They're gonna.
Is it Foy that got hit? I mean,
yeah.
I'm waiting for him to turn around, but somebody got leveled.
The crowd obviously upset with that call. They knew it right when it happened, but
it is Foy. Foy went flying 5 yards in the air before he actually landed. So now we mark off some more penalties, and the last 3 plays have all been plagued with penalties.
You smell burning?
You know what? I don't know if I smell it, but all of a sudden my legs are getting further and further away.
Smell-o-vision going on between our cords. Every once in a while I have a sniff of burning rubber or something, burning flesh.
Of course, the public has to understand, we're up on top of this perch that has actually no walls on it.
No protection at all.
And that wind is whistling. So there is a 15-yard penalty assessed
from the spot of the foul. So like I said, it's pushing them back. They're going to start on the 25-yard line.
That makes it, actually, they kicked it from the end zone. So, you know, they had about a 70-yard play there with the punt and the penalty.
He's going to give it up to Moon, right up the middle. Kick to the right side. They're going to give him a first down, I believe. We'll see where they spot this ball. It's going to be very close. Just shy, maybe a yard shy of a first down. Moon putting up some big yards tonight.
Yeah, I would be very interested to see what Moon and Foy both end up with as far as yardage. You were telling me that Foy has 800 and something yards.
Yeah, he's going to have
this game.
9 on this season so far, plus whatever postseason yards he puts up. Fumble there. I don't know who got on top of it first, but Roberts.
Yeah, it was 2nd and 1, and it looked like it was an easy attempt to get a first down, and now the ball is back.
After a loss.
Roberts a little slow to get up again.
3rd and 5 now.
3rd down and 5 coming up for the Eagles.
Uneventful 3rd quarter so far, plagued with penalty after penalty.
Duchesne, Roberts under center. They currently have the ball. 7:30 left in the 3rd quarter. Moon, he's got some lead blockers. Almost brought up to where he originally brought that ball, about a yard short of the first down.
They got to go for it, I would imagine.
Yeah, they have nothing to lose. Like I said, they're ahead.
Well, it's 4th.
Got 4th down.
It's 4th and 1. I mean, they've been pushing that line back.
Off tackle keeper by the quarterback. He's been able to get 4 yards a pop every time on that same call.
Look at this one-on-one coverage here on the bottom. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they just send a pass down the field. Like I say,
Look at him lean, and he'll lean to that right side. Oh, they got the hard jump.
Well, that's one way to get a first down.
That's one way to get the whole offense to clap, too. Did you see how excited they were when they got him to jump? Like, we caught ya.
It'll be first down for the Eagles.
Not the way Altamont wanted to start this 3rd quarter.
Good enough for a first down, like you said. They were so sure that that ball was going to be a sneak that they were on their fingertips, ready to get off the ball. Got off a little too early that time. We're just at 6:30 now, left in the 3rd quarter. Kind of a cross.
Here he goes, still moving.
Back there. Number 23 for the carry, Josh Hamburg.
And they're just eating up the clock right now with running plays. The only thing that stopped the clock so far has been penalties, and they've been plenty of those in this 3rd quarter.
A gain of maybe 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
2nd and 9 now for the Eagles, as they lead this game 27-8 halfway through the 3rd quarter. Oh, he pushes right up back the middle. Roberts.
How'd you like that spin move right there?
He spun for another yard.
He did. I mean, he was stacked up, and he just kind of did a spin and picked up an extra yard or so.
That'll bring up 3rd and about 4 now for the Eagles,
Down and 4.
as they're trying to get a win here on their last home game. They had senior night tonight. The last home game here is before they start region play on the 26th.
You know, and Duchesne's got to be higher than a kite. Again, they're 8-0, and they're going in for a run for another state championship. Morale on the Duchesne side is extremely high because they still have a great future in the next 3 to 4 ball games.
You're going to call a timeout here and decide Duchesne. So with 5 minutes left in third quarter, scored 27-8. We'll take a timeout ourselves and be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Western Petroleum is a local company that has expanded throughout the country, providing a wide variety of services, including fuel delivery, lubes, oils, and propane. Although Western has experienced tremendous growth, they continue to be committed to many events here in the Uinta Basin, including high school sports, rodeos, charity fundraisers, livestock shows, and they are an active member of the local chamber. As Western continues to be a leader in the petroleum industry and expand their service areas, they are committed to powering the promises made to their customers now and in the future.
If you need an MRI, CT, or nuclear medicine study, here are some things that you should know. Ashley Regional Medical Center has the most advanced technology available in rural Utah. The radiologist at Ashley Regional has 2 board certifications in the field of radiology, including nuclear medicine. The technologists at Ashley Regional are skilled, friendly, and informative in meeting your needs. From X-rays to CTs, Ashley Regional is Northeastern Utah's choice for quality radiology services.
Welcome back, folks. Brian Nielsen here alongside Dennis Mott. Duchesne High hosting Altamont Longhorns. Duchesne, hey, Moon, he's got yards there. Man, he took out.
He had an open field. There. He had an open field there, trying to decide whether to zig or zag. But he was off to the races, and a big pickup. It was 3rd and maybe 5, and now it's a 1st. And he picked up looks like about 20 yards on. 16 yards on that.
He's putting some big yards up on tonight's game.
Altamont trying to right now keep the score where it's at. No scoring so far in the 3rd quarter.
Like I said, plagued with penalties. He's got Nielsen, but sacked. The ball comes loose. Pick it up, buddy. Run. Oh, look at him go.
My gosh. He had that ball.
Job. Number 70 for the Longhorns, Tony Brown. Picked up probably the first time he's touched the ball all year.
Yeah, and he was trying to tuck it away, but he had it sucked on his hip. He just held on, and they're going to flag just now.
Which side
right
was
at
that
the football. Well, he's picking it up.
Altamont or Duchesne?
Well, he's picking up the play.
If it's Altamont, it's another bad call for them. But
I think he was just marking where he was down because there doesn't seem to be anything down. So what a change. All of a sudden, here comes Duchesne getting ready to score, and boom, all of a sudden now Altamont has got some great field position right here.
That was great coverage by the Altamont Longhorns. As soon as Roberts rolled out to pass, I looked to the receivers, and every one of them was covered. So that's what brought up the fumble.
Number 2.
Foy there lost his feet. There's a flag on the play. Is there a holding call? It's usually what's associated.
Can you believe the penalties that have been called in this 3rd quarter?
It will be a hold against Altamont. Like you said, they're being plagued.
Holding against the Longhorns.
That'll bring them back 5 yards, and they'll repeat that down.
It might bring it back more than 5. They're going to mark off a pretty good penalty here, trying to decide to Duchesne what they want to do. It's 1st and 10.
Spot of the foul, I believe.
Holding against
10
yards.
Remains 1st down.
4 minutes and 23 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Going a little bit slower than the rest because of all the penalties. I'm going to start this clock.
I'm just trying to figure out 60, 70, 80, close to 100 yards and penalties in the 3rd quarter.
Wow.
Just in the 3rd quarter.
I think most of them gone towards Altamont, haven't they?
They've had a... at halftime they've adjusted to Foy because they're, like I say, they're
taking him out
of
the play.
He's on the outside here.
Keeper there around the outside. Oh, that defense.
Here's Foy clear out here all by himself on the right side. So they brought him out from behind and brought him out here as a receiver.
Yeah, trying to get some of the attention away. This game brought to you tonight by Ashley Regional Medical Center. Ashley Regional Medical has 2 locations, Vernal and Roosevelt. The Roosevelt Clinic is a full-service clinic. It has lab, x-rays, women's health, including OB services. Thank Ashley Regional for bringing tonight's game to you. We might need to stop by there on the way home for frostbite.
We might be
or
going
burns.
I was going to say, we may be going to the ER for second-degree
burns on your hands and frostbite on your feet.
and let's see if that was foy.
Yeah.
Big pickup. I mean, we're talking about
12?
At least that. Again, if he can get that corner, if he can just make that corner, then there's yards and yards to pick up.
Yeah, 3rd and about 8 now. Just under 3 minutes.
12. Give another 12 to Foy. He's got to be getting up there in yardage also.
Him and Moon are turning this into a slugfest.
Yeah,
to
they're
see who's going
racking
to put up the points tonight's game.
Does your sheet show you? Let's wait till after this play. But he's in trouble there.
Oh no!
They knew he was coming.
Big loss that time.
They came to the weak side, set up on the weak side, and ran it on the strong side, and there was nobody out there.
Yeah.
So does it show in your bracketing where they play at, or does it just,
it's at Duchesne.
So they're going to play here.
Yeah, it's at
hopefully it'll be in the afternoon.
The hometown advantage will be, they're usually in the afternoon games. Yeah, it's at Duchesne. South number 4 seed will play at Duchesne.
Tell me the time. Does it have a time on that? Because I'd like to see about a 1 o'clock.
I'm sure that's usually when these games getting later on in the year, they usually play them in the afternoons because it's so bitterly cold at night. Uh-oh, the ball comes loose, a fumble, and he gets the recovery. 7 Ewan.
All right, so we're looking in the 3rd quarter. This is ticking down. We're looking at about 3 turnovers and about 100 yards in penalties.
Wade Shepard causes the fumble and then gets on his caused fumble for the recovery.
Nobody touched him as he came in on defense. There was nobody that touched him. He was there almost as fast as the handoff was, and so now we're going to reverse it. And with 1:50 left to go in the 3rd quarter, no one has scored as of yet, but they have sure moved the ball back and forth in the middle of the field.
Yeah, like I said, this 3rd quarter can be titled as a penalty and a turnover.
Unbelievable.
Quarter. That's what we've seen. That's what the majority of the movement has been.
Roberts
looking back to the air. He's got a receiver and it rocked right as he caught the ball. And there's another flag. This time it's going to go against Duchesne, I believe.
Well, we're going to find out.
Personal foul against Duchesne. And they're going to bring that ball back.
The coach there, that is the coach, just lost his clipboard.
There's a few of them out there.
So I wonder what the personal foul was. It was
I don't know, it was one of the linemen with his hands up in the air. It was behind the line of scrimmage. One of the Altamont boys had penetrated the line of scrimmage, and
I think it was
one of the Duchesne boys didn't like it too much.
I think it was on 71. I'm just guessing, but he's the one that was called over the sideline to have a little chat with his coach. It was a very short chat. So it was a personal foul. What a quarter.
Personal foul, going back 15 yards.
That ball has not moved in the 3rd quarter between the 40 and the 40. I mean, it's just gone back and forth. So that's going to make it. That's going to make it 1st and about
25.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We got 1:40 left in this 3rd quarter. If it could ever get over.
That clock has just been stopped on every time. So we're ready to start the clock again and see if we can get through this 3rd quarter. And so far, no scores.
Roberts under center, puts Moon in motion. He's going to give it to Moon. Tucks it in. He's got room to run. Finally brought down by number 20 for the Longhorns.
He ran a lot of real estate to pick up what he picked up. I mean, they're going to give him about 5 yards.
Yeah, like I said, he had to get around the outside. He was wanting to cut it up. He was forced inside by the cornerback, and then he had all of his help, the defensive help pursuing, and that's what actually brought him down. 2nd at about 20 now for the Eagles.
And the clock just ticks. It's going to be inside a minute. And we are counting inside of a minute.
They're still
Duchesne getting the play to come in.
Reading their armpits.
They're all checked. I was going to say, everybody on the team's looking at their arms in. Got that one.
You got it. There's the 5 seconds. It's going to be a timeout because they knew they were going to get a delay of game. Duchesne's going to call a timeout. We're going to call a timeout too. Let Devin warm up a little bit. Be right back after this timeout. 44 seconds left in this 3rd quarter.
reaching your fitness goals? Do you have any? Are you tired of the same old routine? Have you considered having a trainer? Come in today to see what CrossFit has to offer. Our well-trained staff of personal trainers can help you reach a higher quality of life. Think CrossFit is for elite athletes only? Anyone with a desire can reach their fitness goals. CrossFit Avenue, committed to you and your quality of life.
Welcome back, folks. Duchesne here, 20 yards to go on the second down. He's going to look to pass on the left side. He's got a guy wide open, but goes to the coverage, the deep coverage, almost intercepted. He had a guy wide open, number 23.
He did.
He threw into the double coverage.
He threw it into double coverage, and it hit the player right on the letters.
Almost intercepted by number 10 of the
So
Dylan Lindsay.
they came so close to it. If there would have been an interception there, that would have made 4 turnovers in a quarter and 100+ yards in penalties.
Yeah, number 10 kicking himself for not intercepting that one, and would have
Right in it,
here.
it came right into his number, but again, it's cold out there and the wind's blowing, but here goes a big third and a long ways to go.
Yep.
Third and 19.
Third and 20. They're right up the middle of the moon. He's got, man, he's getting 10 yards a pop.
Yeah, he is.
If he had one more down, I'd imagine they'd probably go for it. 35 seconds left in the third quarter.
27-8, and they've been moving the ball at will. I would think that this is fourth down territory. They're not going to kick the ball. I say that, and they'll probably do it.
Whatever we've said tonight, they've done the opposite.
Well,
so.
they are going to let the clock run out. That much I can tell you. You'd think that they all had iPads or something, the way they all of a sudden all of them go to their arms.
They look like they're hand models. They're modeling gloves or something. They all hold them up the same way.
10 seconds to get this play
Looks like
up.
they're going to get delay a game. There it is, delay a game. He was counting.
I'll be darned, another penalty.
I saw that back judge.
Yeah,
checking it off. You can see him when he gets to 5 seconds, he starts doing the tick marks, and he was getting to 5.
Well, either that or he's watching all the players from Duchesne look at their arms, so he looked at his arm.
Threw his flag. 4 seconds left.
Fourth down and 15.
Seriously, in the third
They're
quarter,
going to huddle up just
that
enough.
has been between the 40 and the 30. The 40
That'll
and the
be
30.
the end of the third quarter, the start of the fourth. They're going to change sides here. We'll step aside, have a word from our sponsors. Be here to the back with the start of the fourth quarter.
Moon Lake Electric was organized in 1938 as a rural electric cooperative by residents of northeastern Utah who were unable to obtain electric service from a private power company. The cooperative philosophy involves working together for the common good by providing a service that is beneficial to all. Moon Lake Electric is owned by those it serves and is a valuable community partner. We are proud to support the television coverage of Uinta Basin High School sports.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Uinta Basin High School football action here at the start of the fourth quarter at Duchesne High as they're hosting the visiting Altamont Longhorns. It's a fake there.
It's a trick. It's a trick.
Oh, and it's knocked down by number 23. Great job. Fake.
That was good pass.
It was going.
And so instead of a punt now, all of a sudden here comes Altamont back, and it's still being played between the 40 and the 30, but we'll see what beginning this quarter, we'll see if Altamont can move the ball down.
Great heads-up play there by number 23. For the Longhorns, he's able to come up with a big play. Alex McKay able to turn around just in time to knock that ball down.
Yeah, that was good defense.
So 1st and 10 for the Longhorns, looking to put a few more points on the board. They have 12 minutes to do so.
They got Foy covered.
He's wrapped up and rocked.
He still
about
picks
5.
up 5, yeah.
Whoa.
You know, he just needs a sliver, and if he can just get a sliver, he's gone.
Well,
gain of 5 on
so
the
he's
play.
2nd and 5.
Second down.
11:30 left in the fourth quarter.
All at the 40-yard line.
Duchesne leading 27-8. I'd like to thank those sponsors. We mentioned also CrossFit. All the work they're doing there in Vernal. You can find them on Vernal Avenue, North Vernal Avenue, if you're heading out of town.
Oh, great Great play.
Receiver, number 21, Chance Goodwin.
21 just out of the hands of number 21.
He had him wide open.
Bring up 3rd down and 5.
3rd and 5 now for the Longhorns. I was mentioning the CrossFit, they're just there on North Fernal Avenue. They share the facilities with Ashley Valley Construction is what I'm trying to say. The same facilities. You can reach them there. They have a timeout at Altamont. They try to regroup, try to put a few more points on the board in what's left of this game. I'd like to thank Ashley Regional Medical Center. They have that Hawkeye 4 nuclear medicine machine and the 64 slice CT scanner.
You bring that CT scanner down to Golden Corral and they can slice beef like you've never seen.
They could slice and dice and everything. Also L&L Motor. We got some good coverage of them last week. Last time we did the Union game. They every halftime there at Union High, they have a chance to punt, pass, and kick their way to $500. Every home game on homecoming they did $1,000. They weren't able.
I didn't
to
get the memo.
They didn't do very well. The people that did it, they weren't able to put it through the upright, so they were able to keep that money in their pocket. Fortunately, well, Altamont's being drug out of their huddle up to the line of scrimmage.
Drug is a good word.
They don't want to leave the protection
of
the huddle.
The coaches are saying, get on the field, and they're going, we don't want to go, coach. And he's literally dragging him out on the field. Let's see if Altamont can put a score on the board.
Here they go. They're giving it to Moon.
Boy, and he's...
Oh, he's still on his feet, and he keeps them. Gain of about 20.
Tackle made by number 71.
Called a timeout. They called Foy's number, and he just got around. He got around the outside, and like I said, once he makes that turn, you're in trouble.
Well, you notice how quick that play landed. I think that's going to be the key to finishing strong tonight, is to just get Duchesne on their heels and be quick. See how they got up to the ball? See how fast they are?
Yep.
That's something. And that time it didn't work for him.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Duchesne got the ball.
Oh, let's hope that Altamont got the ball.
I think Altamont did get the ball. There's a guy, 55, still on the ground. He's got the ball.
Nobody's jumping up and down, so.
Recovered by the Longhorns.
So 2nd and 9 now.
For a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8.
Yeah. Hurry up the ball here. Right at 10:20 left in the game.
Inside the 20-yard line.
Quick, right up the middle.
Ball carrier again.
Man, he gets wrapped up by that black. It's weird to see all that white uniform being covered up by those dark blue hands. Looks like he's being swallowed by a shadow.
He has not yet been able to break something up in the middle. Everything has been on the outside. It's now 3rd and 7, and you know, again, this is going to be 4 downs territory.
Yep, 3rd and 7, as mentioned.
We haven't seen Altamont kick an extra point or a field goal.
Goodrich under center. He's looking. He's got a guy wide open. He gets to the outside and out of bounds.
That was a
drug by about the 5-yard lines where they're going to spot it.
That was a great. He hit that ball really, really well on his hip, and then when he turned, like you say, had a couple of receivers wide open. So that's going to make it 1st and goal. Can Altamont come back and rally back? The score is 27-8 with 9:34 to go in the ball game.
There's still lots of time. They can do that onside like they've seen their opponents do. They can get the ball back again. Quickly up to the line. The ball's given to Foy around the outside. Oh, but tripped up. Great job by number 77.
See, they put now, like I say, they're putting, what they're doing is they're stringing that defense out to where they cover those, and that's why the middle should be wide open.
They're going to fake that 2nd goal.
71, he's cheated way out. I mean, he's there as a defensive end, and he went way out on the corner.
The play's brought in. Goodwich brings his boys up to the line. He's under center. He's got Foy in the backfield. He's going to give it to Foy.
Foy, the ball carrier.
The ball's tried to strip, but geez, just shy of that. It's going to bring up a big 3rd down, 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, they got to move. Yeah, 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3.
Yeah, it's going to be very short.
Well, you know it's going to be a 4th and 3 or whatever if they don't make it here. Boy, the clock's ticking, and they are not in any hurry to get up the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're waiting for that play to come in. They're probably going to be forced to take a timeout, waiting for that back judge to start counting off the 5.
My gosh, this is a long...
They hurry up to play. There's 1, 2. They get the ball off. DeFoy, can he cut it up? He's, drug down. Great job.
I thought he was in.
Like I said, this is going to be the 4th down that might take the wind out of Altamont Cell if they don't get it in here.
Yeah, they've got to. And boy, Foy was he was motioning something to sidelines.
He says, give me the ball. He's going to call a timeout. Fieldstead, I think that's who the coach is for.
Timeout called by the Longhorns.
He's going to give it. I don't mention it, but the Altamont is going to take a timeout here. 7:55 left in the game. Altamont trails Duchesne 27-8.
Actually, there's been no score in the second half. I mean, nothing.
Like I said, that was plagued in that third quarter with penalties and turnovers. No scores at all, so it's a representation of what was done in that first half. I would like to mention that this game will be brought to you on VTV Channel 6. You're probably watching it at this time. It's also HD. It can be found on HD TV on Channel 706, and we could streaming that on Strata WebView starting Monday evening. VTV can also be purchased on Blu-ray and DVD. So you can contact Dale and the boys down at VTV, and they can take care of you and hooking you up with any kind of games that you'd like.
And for those of you who are watching this in your nice warm living room and that you seem to be smelling something, that is melding of something, but we don't know what it is.
That's my audio cord. I found it right here. Devin's probably going to kick my butt. I just about melted through my audio cord. If I go out, Dennis is going to have to finish this game. There's black all over this heater. I didn't realize it till halfway through. Big 4th down. They got the crowd on their feet. They're going to look to pass. Oh, no. He gets it in. Perfect on his hands. Could you see that?
Yeah, it looked like the receiver was not going to get to the ball, but sure enough, they did.
It was floated perfectly. Number 20 ran under that play. I still don't know who that is. We don't have a chance Goodrich is at number 21. Maybe that's who it is. But, yeah, like you said, perfectly thrown pass executed on a team that doesn't typically pass. They threw him off guard there and put good enough for 6. So
but a good play. They called a timeout there. I think everybody was locked in on Foy. They faked the handoff to Foy and then rolled out and, like you say, wide open. But I didn't think he was going to get to the ball quick enough.
Yeah, they're going to go for 2 here. They're going to go to Foy right up the middle, stuffed hard.
Yeah.
No good.
And so
that middle has not been easy to run to.
Score now 27-14, 7:47 left in this game. We'll step aside, have a word from our sponsors, and be right back after these messages.
If you need an MRI, CT, or nuclear medicine study, here are some things that you should know. Ashley Regional Medical Center has the most advanced technology available in rural Utah. The radiologist at Ashley Regional has 2 board certifications in the field of radiology, including nuclear medicine. The technologists at Ashley Regional are skilled, friendly, and informative in meeting your needs. From X-rays to CTs, Ashley Regional is northeastern Utah's choice for quality radiology services.
Western Petroleum is a local company that has expanded throughout the country, providing a wide variety of services, including fuel delivery, lubes, oils, and propane. Although Western has experienced tremendous growth, they continue to be committed to many events here in the Uinta Basin, including high school sports, rodeos, charity fundraisers, livestock shows, and they are an active member of the local chamber. As Western continues to be a leader in the petroleum industry and expand their service areas, they are committed to powering the promises made to their customers now and in the future.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Duchesne High as they lead 27-14 against their rivals and visiting Altamont Longhorns. Altamont just scored, wasn't able to capitalize on 2-point conversion, but they will put 6 on the board and kick off at this time. They're going to kick it deep.
Deep kick.
Fielded about the 15-yard line. It's a reverse.
A reverse that no one was, they had that one smelled out because,
well, it's kind of, I don't know if you consider a reverse when you're only 5 steps away from each other.
And you're standing still. It's like the player saying, I don't want it, you take it. So let's see if we can get through the rest of this game without some penalties and turnovers. Right now, Altamont would love to get a turnover. like to get the ball back. But the clock probably isn't going to be a good ally for him.
Yeah, 7:39 left in the game. 1st and 10 for Duchesne. I imagine they turn this into a T game, keep it on the ground, and try to march this clock off.
That would be the smart way.
He's going to keep it up the middle.
Heads up field.
Roberts, gain of about 7 on the play.
35-yard line.
You know, he being hurt earlier in the ball game, I thought for sure it was more than what it was, but he's out there and it doesn't seem to have any effect on him.
Yeah, I think it's probably just something cold and
down and 4.
was hamstring or something that froze up on him or something, but he's able to stretch it out. 2nd and about 3 now for Duchesne.
And like you say, they're eating up the clock.
Yep, they're going to give it to Moon up the middle. Good enough for a 1st down.
Moon kind of finding his way in and out.
Number 23 and on the tackle for the Longhorns.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping track, obviously, but big night for Moon tonight as he's put up big yards.
He and Foy, it would be interesting to see what kind of yardage those two have put up.
Yeah, at least 100.
Oh, yeah.
At least 100. First and 10 now on the 45-yard line. 40 Shane, 6:38 left in the game. He's going to give it back to Moon.
Moon, the ball carrier again.
There seemed to be a holding call. There's a flag.
That's right.
Holding called against the Eagles.
Well, your wish didn't come true. There's more penalties.
Let's tack another 10 on as penalties.
6:29 left. Yeah, they're going to march him back here.
Gonna step it off. 10 yards, and so that'll put the ball back on about the 35-yard line. So again, Duchesne backs up by 10 yards. Got a 1st and 20.
Yep. I'd like to thank L&L Motor for bringing tonight's game. People you know, people who care. You can like them at llmotor.com. You can like them on Facebook and be entered in for drawings. Back to Moon.
The ball carrier.
And you know that's going to be Duchesne's right now mindset is that they're just going to let the clock just eat up this game because it's inside, just barely inside of 6 minutes now. And they're in no hurry to get a playoff again. You know, just keep the ball, just keep grinding. Altamont's at least 2 touchdowns, needs 2 touchdowns.
2nd and about 15. Moon is in motion. Roberts going to roll out with him. He's going to keep that ball, cut it up.
And he is not going to get past the line of scrimmage.
That's going to be 3rd and 15.
3rd and 15.
Altamont hoping to get possession of this ball again.
Ball right at the 40-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see if they're going to go for it on 4th, if they're going to kick it away.
You know, like I say, the way the ball game's going right now, I would imagine they would kick it away. But let's see what happens on this 3rd down.
Robert under center. It's a man in motion. He's going to pass.
He's going to.
It's a fake.
It's a little
right side.
It's a little teeny flare.
Oh, shakes the first guy almost. Let's see where they spot this ball. I think it's going to be, it's just right underneath our feet here. It's going to be about a yard short, but
yeah, they'll
great screen play out to the right side. You usually see that right up the middle. They kind of flare it out.
Yeah, usually, like you say, they'll some blockers are ahead, and that ball actually went lateral when it first started. Now we got
there's a warning here against Duchesne to keep the men back.
So it's going to be 4th and a yard, and again, the way this game's going, the way that clock's been ticking, I would say they'll go for it. There's no reason to kick the ball right now. If this was a 1 touchdown difference, then it'd be a different scenario, but you know, they're up by a couple of scores.
Yeah.
You notice how that clock, they're just in no big hurry. There it goes.
4th and 2. He's going to give it to Moon right up the middle. He's got it.
Boy, Moon, I'll tell you, if he would have made that sidestep, that'd have had him in the backfield.
Big sidestep, and he was able to jump into a hole that was open, and enough for the 1st down. I'm surprised Altamont didn't bring a few more guys. I guess they were smelling pass.
Yeah.
Because they only rushed about 3 guys, it seemed like. A lot of them were just standing back on their heels. And they should have been rushing about 5.
And the biggest news about that last play is the clock keeps ticking now. They've got another 4 downs, and as long as they keep it on the ground as they have, that clock's just going to keep ticking.
4:23 left in the game, 27-14 in favor of Duchesne. They're going to hand it up the middle. Man, he hardly even seems like he has the ball because he keeps it wrapped up so tight.
It's a good run, though. That's, like I say, that's going to put the ball on about the 30-yard line. And here comes Duchesne. They're not through. They want to maybe put another score on that board.
Yeah, they'd probably trade a score for running out the clock. So
absolutely.
They're going to keep on with that.
And now that it's down as deep as it is in Altamont's territory, like you say, they can, at this stage, they can do one of many things. But the smart thing is to keep it on the ground and let the clock keep running.
Yep.
No interceptions,
First
no
and
fumbles.
10. Roberts looking to pass the same screenplay.
That's got to be a flag.
He's got Caden Moon finally brought down by number 20 there.
Number 10 got hit from the back, got knocked clear out of the field there, and they didn't call a. They didn't call any penalty.
The first one that was in that screen, on that screen, took on about 3 linemen and got flicked out of bounds.
He was airborne though. Well, we're going to have a timeout, it looks like.
Looks like they're getting a timeout in favor of Altamont trying to stop the clock. So we're going to take a timeout as well. 3:43 left in the game. Score 27-14 in favor of Duchesne. We'll be right back.
Are you reaching your fitness goals? Do you have any? Are you tired of the same old routine? Have you considered having a trainer? Come in today to see what CrossFit has to offer. Our well-trained staff of personal trainers can help you reach a higher quality of life. Think CrossFit is for elite athletes only? Anyone with a desire can reach their fitness goals. CrossFit Avenue, committed to you and your quality of life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final night of Uintah Basin High School football action here on VTV Channel 6. Tonight we are at Duchesne as they are hosting Altamont and doing a fairly good job of it as the score is 27-14 and with about 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
And they're actually down about the 25-yard line. Is that about right, or the 15-yard line?
Yeah, they're about on the 15 now. Second and 5.
And right now, Duchesne is in no hurry whatsoever, and they shouldn't be. The clock is getting ready to tick inside of 3 minutes.
Yeah, like I said, they're just trying to work the clock. They've had some big breaks here in the fourth quarter. Caden Moon.
Ooh, almost really close. The ball's got to be...
He's going to have 200 yards on the night.
Yeah.
At least. We'll see where they spot that ball. It's going to be very close. I think it is a first down, first and goal.
Yeah, it's first down. And like you said, I'd like to see where they spot it.
The 10-yard line.
Yeah, they're on the 6-yard line right now.
It'll be first and goal from the 6-yard line.
First and goal here. They're trying to punch it in. For 6 more. We're right at 2:50 left in the game. Altamont wishing that they get that ball down. Roberts, look at the speed on this guy. Pushing the back there. Obvious, there's flags. Man, that one referee hit him from about 40 yards away, it seemed like. He'd be good in horseshoes.
And with this wind, it blew clear over to the high school.
Yeah. Look at all those. They must practice for the game. All those flags are within about 2 yards of each other. I don't know what they could be discussing other than whether they all got the same call.
What they're discussing is all of them are looking for their flags.
Which one is yours? Maybe they have them monogrammed or something with their initials.
Well, like I say, with this wind, when they get it in the air, it flies about 30 yards in the air. Still waiting for the call.
It's against Duchesne because they're talking to the Altamont captains.
Yeah, it's got to be a hold.
It's a push in the back.
Yeah, it's got to be a hold. And so now the only thing that did is it stopped the clock from running.
Yeah, first and goal, 15. About 2:37 left in the game. They're going to give it to this right side.
Hamburg, the ball carrier, makes a cut.
23 there.
Hamburg, he gets inside. Looks like Hamburg. It's back to the 6-yard line or whatever previously.
Ooh. A little slow to get up.
Play, it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line.
7-yard line.
Got back the 7 yards.
So they made up the 10 they got marked off on.
8-yard run there by Hamburg. They're trying to get in here. Right at the 2-minute mark. He's going to hand it up to Moon, rocked right at the line of scrimmage.
I was going to say he got stood up right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to make it 3rd and goal. And again, that old clock is just a ticking.
Gain of 1 on the play. 3rd down and goal from the 6.
Well, we're right at about 2:30. Dennis, I think we need to start talking about some players of the game, and it's probably time for me to turn off this heater before I melt.
So
maybe by then it'll be cooled down so we can go home before midnight.
There you go.
Moon, the ball
Moon, he got stood up, and so they're going to go to a 4th down now, 4th and goal, and that clock is ticking. Obviously, we know the outcome of the ball game. I mean, the Duchesne Eagles are going to be victorious. The question is, are they going to put another 6 or 7 on the board? Or are they going to be content to go with what they have? And there's only been 1 touchdown scored in the entire 2nd half, and that was by Altamont. And then they could not get it in for the extra point. So Duchesne has not scored in this entire 2nd half. And here we go, 4th and goal. It's going to be a pass.
Oh, he's got it. He's in.
And there you go, with just 41 seconds left to go in the ball game. Duchesne comes in with a score.
Well, I hate to say it because I'm sure these guys, we probably awarded it to them before, but the 2 outstanding players in my mind are Foy and Moon.
Oh, yeah.
For both number 2s for opposing teams there, but they've just been the big workhorses. They put up big numbers both offensively and defensively in tonight's game. They've kept their team in it and scored many points for both their respective teams. So
I would love to see the stats. Like you say, I'd love to see the stats to what they both, but I'm sure they both were very close, if not over 100 yards apiece. They chewed it up in big pieces.
Yeah, obviously the Moon has put up the more yards just because of man, that's clearing.
Geez, I tell you, they got a kicker. They got a kicker.
Use them very often. So we'll go ahead and award those players, Mr. Foy, Caden Moon, number 2, and Kyle Foy, both number 2 for the Eagles, and for Altamont Longhorns. They're both going to get a pair of Bluebell Corn Maze tickets to go take a friend or a significant other. Go get lost in the maze. It's now being haunted, and so they'll have a fun time with that. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors: CrossFit, Ashley Regional Medical Center, L&L Motor, Moon Lake Electric, and Western Petroleum. That halftime was brought to you by Dan's Tire and Techris Design. And then Basin Rental, would like to thank them for all their Skycam coverage of this season's games. I'd like to thank them. You can you can buy copies of tonight's game on Blu-ray and DVD if you've enjoyed tonight's coverage, or any game that we've brought to you throughout the season. Can be found at www.vtvchannel6.com, or you can call Dell and the boys down at VTV at 781-1902.
You know, while you were doing that, I was looking down here. You know how they do push-ups when they score?
Yeah.
They actually had a cheerleader sitting on the back of one of those kids trying to do a push-up, It didn't happen. Now, right now, I think he has a bloody nose and a tooth.
Hernia.
One shot, and he was into the turf.
Are they going to kick it deep for once?
I don't know.
I think they will
did.
finally.
They did. And they're going to kick it
out of bounds.
Maybe that's why they were kicking it short.
This rings a bell for some reason when they were here last. Seemed like they were having a hard time keeping it in bounds. Maybe that was, but whatever reason they were doing those little short kicks, it was sure working tonight.
All right, you got 41 seconds left to go. You have been beaten, soundly beaten. Do you lay down or do you try to throw one last?
Throw it out. What do you got to lose?
That's what I'm saying is, keep playing. I mean, they can go down on the knee and the game's going to be over with, but I still would go.
Yep. If anybody's found a red phone.
Well, like I said, it's been fun bringing tonight's game. It's been pretty cold though up here on top. We hope Mark's having a better night of the game over there in Uinta.
Of course he is. He's inside. It's a heated booth, you know. I mean,
doesn't have a broken mic.
Jeez.
Dennis here's been chasing his mic around his head. He threw it down in disgust after the first half, and
there you
it's
go.
Been broken ever since.
A little flare pass outside, out of bounds.
Foy got the ball, ran it out of bounds. 34 seconds left in the game.
I like that. I mean, like I said, you know, you're beaten, but let's just see if you can put a last-second score up. And this is good practice. If they get into a game where they have to have a touchdown or a field goal, with 34 seconds left to go, they'll know what to do.
Like you said, obviously it didn't change the outcome of the season here, and with the postseason play, they're going to still be ranked number 4 and to go into tonight's game. Altamont, he's going to fake the pass, going deep. He's going to air it out. Almost intercepted there by Nielsen. But yes, there we go. Trying to rearrange this.
I was looking for your hoodie. Did you pick it up?
It's in the back.
Oh, okay.
I have several hoodies on tonight and layers of clothing.
You know, they got 2nd and 1, and again, I like the call. I mean, I like the fact that they're playing it out. If
yeah, 28
pride.
seconds. You got, like I said, you got nothing to lose but pride, and so you're going to go for it. 34-14. 20-point difference. Almost intercepted, but hit right in the face of number 10. 25, that'll bring up 3rd and about 3.
One thing about it, the clock's barely ticking when they have those fast pass plays.
Fast pass, they don't waste too much time.
4th down and 2.
Boy, I look at some of these kids down here, and they don't even have coats on.
Don't you remember when you were that age, you never felt the cold, and you could play in the sandbox?
Yeah, I like the sandbox they have here. That's unbelievable. At halftime, they bring in little tractors and trucks. And
they have fun. They have fun. Well, this will be about it for tonight's game. 4th and about 3 for Altamont. They have double-double, 2 to each side, bring a man in motion. They're going to give it to him. Kind of a crack block, but he goes into the blocking. Good enough for first down. They have a timeout left to call.
Well, I think they're going to call timeout because it's a first down, but
as soon as they set that ball, they're going to start the clock.
Yeah, they'll start it right there.
About 20 seconds left. I don't know if they have a timeout.
I don't know why they're not starting it. There it is.
It's marching at 20 seconds.
Altamont's got to come out real quick because it's ticking away.
You got 1 play left.
Good ball game.
And we're going to center. Looks deep.
Goes out to his right.
Gets a number 21 rocked. Oh, keeps his feet though.
And that should be.
Yeah, that's going to be the game.
That's the game.
Well, folks, like I said, it's been fun bringing you tonight's game. It was a good game. Altamont tried to keep in it, but was not able to come out victorious against the very dominated Duchesne team. So Duchesne wins tonight's game 34-14.
Well, it's been a pleasure to work with you. And like I say, let's get that truck started and get that heater on.
It's been fun. For all of us at VTV over here in Duchesne, Devin Allred, I'm Brian Nilsson, and for Dennis Mott, good night, and we'll see you next season here on VTV Channel 6 and Strata WebView.
Take a picture of the
Uinta Basin High School football coverage on VTV and Strata WebView. Presented by Ashley Regional Medical Center, CrossFit Avenue, L&L Motor, Moon Lake Electric, and Western Petroleum.